Fantastic. Thank you, Greg. Good morning, everyone. We're from Lexmark. We're here to revolutionize your approach to the increasingly stringent regulations of Know Your Customer and anti-money laundering. Some quick facts for you. $10 billion. That's the amount that financial institutions failing to meet these regulations have been fined since just 2013. 41 days. That's the average time to onboard a high net worth client. 70%, the cost reduction opportunity when you replace manual processes with an electronic identity verification. I'm sure many of you in the room can relate to these numbers and the impact that they have on your business. KYC, sounds simple, right? But I'm sure as many of you will testify, the reality is this is an increasingly arduous manual task, fraught with error, open to compliance risk, and increasingly costly to manage. So today, Paul here will be using our innovative Kofax software. He's going to build a robot live on stage to automate a typical KYC process. Our aim is to demonstrate to you how this process with Kofax can be automated and optimized for both your bank and your customers. Shella, over to you to take them through the demo.
Great, thank you. Good morning, all. So what we're going to show you today are two parts to the demo. The first part of the demo will be a one-time setup that Paul is going to do to create the robot and to automate the process of authenticating the customer ID against data sources and deliver the results to be used for customer onboarding. This part of the demo will show you how our robotic process automation, RPA, streamlines the operation of KYC. The second part, we will demonstrate how an employee, so a real-life scenario of how an employee utilizes this information as part of their onboarding process to satisfy KYC compliance, making it the process simple, fast, and accurate. So let's start with a customer who happens to be my esteemed colleague right here, Darren Collins, who's produced his driver's license as part of the ID validation process. And we've captured this automatically through Kofax's mobile ID capture. Here, you're seeing the Kofax RPA platform. Its purpose is to quickly and accurately acquire data from websites or other data sources, enhance information, and deliver the information effectively to the next step in the process. In this case, we're verifying against a data source, which is GBG ID3 Global, which is a global identity data verification solution. The design studio that you're seeing that Paul is in currently is where he is building a one-time setup for the integration workflows and creating our robot. He's teaching the platform the process so it can be automated going forward. So typically in this process, you would have an employee that is typing in this information, and then they would have to do that every time for a customer as part of the KYC process. Therefore, very manual, very time-consuming, and prone to errors. So now if you take a look at the top of the screen that you're seeing, you can see the workflow is being built out step by step. So now, on clicking on Authenticate, thanks, Paul, the robot retrieves the results by GBG. So Paul is now teaching the platform to extract the data that will be passed on to the onboarding application. And the amazing part is that the robots are automating what a human would do normally, so inputting and keying in information. So now you can have your employees move to high-level tasks rather than keying in this information. This workflow can be executed every time, either in batch or on demand. And the magic is that the robots could search any number of data sources and multiple data sources at the same time, depending on what you're looking for. So it could be telcos, it could be post offices, it could be judicial and court web services, and the list goes on. So now, what you're seeing here is a list of results produced based on the GBG search. And it took a matter of seconds. There we go, thanks. To return the results, very much like you would do a Google search and get these results. So now you've seen the one-time setup and execution of the robots. Let's move to the second half of the demo to transform what the bank representative would do as part of the review process for KYC. Now we're using Kofax's smart application for the customer onboarding process. The bank employee would see their queue, they would click on it, and as you can see right here, we have my esteemed colleague, Darren Collins' ID, and then closer review of his ID, it's apparent that it's a little problematic because he clearly claims that he lives at the same address as the UK Prime Minister at 10 Downing Street. Nice one, Darren. So let's drill into the details and see the results. And immediately at a glance, you can see it's red all over, indicating there's some discrepancies between the search and the ID. And we can see Darren's request for an account, his profile, and the results from the GBG web portal detailing document authenticity. The robot grabbed the information from the GBG system, presents it to the employee in a matter of seconds, eliminating the long manual process of inputting customer data and validation. So as we're doing this, it's providing an audit trail and strengthening compliance. So this process shows you the worst case scenario, and if the results of GBG were green, that would indicate that these could be passed on for straight-through processing without it being touched. So in summary, the ID was captured through mobile, the robots were created to search the data sources, retrieve the information, deliver it real-time to help satisfy KYC and AML compliance, thereby reducing errors, cost, timelines, and delivering a better customer experience.
Outstanding job, Paul and Sheila. Well done. So in closing, some key questions we recommend you should be asking yourselves are, number one, how are you protecting yourself from fraud and accurately verifying your customers? Number two, do you transact globally with confidence meeting those global regulations? And finally, number three, how are you increasing customer acquisition and retention rates whilst optimizing your operating costs?